I want to welcome you to our 2014-2015 Providence Friars Women's Basketball Coaches Show. I think this year we are going to have some great features that you're really going to enjoy. First of all, in this, our first ever Coaches Show, we're going to feature our Late Night Madness event. And this is an awesome event that we have here in Friartown every year to get our fans, our students, our players pumped up for this upcoming season. The next feature we're going to have is on our Big East Media Day. We have our Big East Media Day in New York City at the Mecca, MSG, Madison Square Garden. You're going to see our players in action, myself in action, Chris Fama, and I think you'll be very entertained from watching that. And then thirdly, in this show, we're going to do one of our campus spotlights. We're going to do a campus spotlight every show, but this one in particular is going to be on our Career Education Center. Patty Goff and Eileen Wisniewski, they do an awesome job of working with our players and working with every student on campus just in their career development. So we're going to have a campus spotlight every show that will feature some department or organization at PC that really is in some fashion connected to our program.
October 17th was Late Night Madness at Alumni Hall. The event drew thousands of students, fans, and alumni to celebrate the men and women's basketball teams. The night was emceed by Jalen Rose, an NBA analyst and former college basketball player from Michigan. With Shanice Baldwin and Alexis Harris both hailing from Michigan themselves, it was fitting that Rose, who also is a Michigan native, introduced the women's basketball team. It's known that these women have some moves on the court, but they were putting on display some of their best dance moves off it as they walked out onto the floor in front of the crowd. It was a great night for both the team and the fans, with Big Sean closing out the night with a concert after the basketball festivities were over.
It is the Women's Basketball Coaches Show, and lo and behold, the coach, Susan Robinson-Fruchtel, joining Chris Farmer at Madison Square Garden. Media Day can be a bit of a whirlwind for coaches and for players. How do you think it went so far today?
I think it went pretty smoothly. You know, our kids were excited, Lex, Evie, and Sarah. They're very excited about coming here to MSG, Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, as we all call it. You walk in here, and it's basketball. You know, this is a home of basketball, a home of Big East basketball. One of the places where it started, in particular on the East Coast. So we were excited to be here today.
One thing I really noticed, particularly in the other interview sessions, is the maturity of both Evie and Lex. It's amazing watching them grow before your eyes.
Well, it's amazing what juniors and seniors do, you know, when they become juniors and seniors, and it's kind of cool for me. That is really, for me, the coolest part of coaching is to see where they come in as freshmen, not just as players, but as people and their skills, you know. And Lex actually talked about that in her interview with China Robinson, how it's helped her tremendously. You know, playing basketball at the college level, and particularly at PC, helped her to improve her communication skills, and it's something she'll take with her in the world of work.
Finally, Coach, preseason pick number 6 in the conference out of 10 teams. It's more than you've had the last couple of years. We've seen change around Friartown. Do you think it's starting to get a little traction around the conference?
I think so. I mean, it's nice to have people recognize hard work. You know, we work hard. We know that, everybody does. But I think when you have the respect of your peers in some fashion, that's appreciated. But we have a work cut out for us. We have a long road ahead, and we got 3 weeks to get ready for our first game. We're going to be ready, but we got a lot of work to do.
On the schedule, Richmond's right around the corner. Down here, it's Radio City Music Hall. It's the Big East Media Day. It is the Women's Basketball Coaches Show on Friars.com. Chris Farmer, joined now by the captain, Lex Harris. Lex, game really matured last season. Now everybody knows what you're capable of. How do you improve that this season?
Just being in the gym, working on my game, expanding my game. Since everybody's seen my game last year, so now I have to come up with new things that will shock them, our opponents.
What are your impressions so far of the team in the preseason?
Team this year, we're very intense. We're very focused, I would say. We're very, very ready, and we're eager to start playing the season.
And what do you make of this junket? A lot of lights, a lot of cameras, a lot of people hanging around. You having fun?
Yes, I'm having a lot of fun. I was a little bit nervous at first, with all the cameras and seeing everybody here. But as soon as I had the first interview, I was good. I was ready to go. I was ready for my next interview.
She's maturing as a person, too. All Big East last season, folks. Expect a lot this year. It's the Women's Basketball Coaches Show on Friars.com. My name is Chris Farmer, alongside sophomore Sarah Beal. Sarah, this is an event a lot about personality, a lot about meeting the players, not so much on the court, but off the court. What do you think about it?
It's going very well. It's a great experience being here, seeing all the teams, seeing what they're bringing to the table, but overall it's been like a very good experience coming here.
And how about the team, the preseason? How's it going for you in Friartown?
It's going very well. We're working really hard, bringing our freshmen in, getting them used to the roles, going out on the floor. But overall, we've been working really hard, demanding more, and giving it our all out on the court.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our rookie team last year at the Big East Media Day in Manhattan. This year is the Coaches Show on Friars.com.
Hello folks, I'm Nick Rojas, and joining me today from the Center for Career Education and Professional Development at PC is Eileen Wisniewski and Patty Goff. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you here. So what services does the Center for Career Education and Professional Development provide here at PC?
A little bit of everything. We like to start with the students young, so declaring a major, how do I figure out where my interests are, what I like, what I dislike. They can come in and talk to us about that. Move into shadowing programs, internships, mock interviews, job search.
Internship.
Yeah. We have a great on-campus recruiting program that Eileen runs with the employers to make sure they're coming on campus to interview the students for those jobs.
Oh, so in what ways specifically do you work with athletes, specifically with women's basketball?
Well, I think that working with athletes has always been a big passion of mine. And when I started here at PC, I really wanted to make sure that we started working with the athletics department as much as possible. And the women's basketball team was the first to jump on board, and they've been really incredible to work with. We work with them in the summer. We've talked about resumes, interviewing. We did a Dress for Success program. It's been really a great opportunity for, I think, all of us to be partnering with women's basketball.
And I can talk specifically about what I've done with Tori Rule this year. Last year, when she was looking for an internship, she and I actually attended a showcase event that HPM put on, which is her major, together, and went around and listened to the students who'd done internships. And from that event, she found the internship she's currently doing, and she and I worked together with OAS and academics and her athletic staff to make sure she could get the time in to do the internship outside of her busy schedule.
Yeah, that all sounds fantastic. Well, you guys deal with college athletes all the time, especially D1 athletes here at Providence College. They have the busiest schedules, practice, games, traveling to and from games. What advice do you give the members of the women's basketball team to help them incorporate into career planning when they have so much time dedicated to their sports?
I think that the most important thing, regardless if you think you're going pro or not, is to start early, come in, have a resume, get some advice. We can work with any of the athletes regardless of what their direction is. And getting familiar and feeling comfortable coming in our office, I think, is really the most important thing.
And I would add to that, just getting to know one of us so that we can understand what their time limitations are. Is it travel? Is it games? Is it lifting? Is it academics? And where are we going to be able to fit in whatever your plan is, an internship, a volunteer experience, an informational interview? How can we help you fit that in over the next 2 or 3 years?
And how do these employers view these athletes as potential hires?
They love it.
Yeah.
Disciplined, motivated, can hit the ground running, competitive.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Coachable. I think that we belong to an association, it's called NACE, the National Association of Colleges and Employers, and they put out a survey every year, and one of the things that they're asked to do is list the qualities and skills that are of interest to them. And when I'm working with an athlete, I have this printed out, and I just point to each skill and say athlete, athlete, athlete. So I would say about 80% or 90% of the skills that they're looking for are things that athletes naturally possess just because they play a sport.
And the PC Alumni Network spans across country, some places across the world. How do you guys utilize that alumni network?
We're very big on connecting with our alumni for networking purpose for our students. So if you want to learn about a particular career field, get an in at an organization, we encourage students and connect students to talk with those alumni about that career field, about what a day in the life is like, but also to have that networking contact for when they're job searching or internship searching as well. We do networking nights, we do shadowing programs, using them on LinkedIn.
Well, I have to thank you guys again for coming on the show today. You guys do such important work here at the college. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, let's send it back to Susan.
Thanks, Nick. I just want to thank everybody who tuned in to watch our first ever Coaches Show. It was a great time doing it. We're going to get better at this as the season goes along and make it really an enjoyable show for everybody to watch. I just want to let everybody know that our first game is Friday, November the 14th. We open up at Richmond. Our first home game is Tuesday, November the 18th at 7 p.m., where we play Brown University. So come out and support your Friars. We'll be back next month with a brand new episode, so make sure you watch and tune in to the Friars. I'm Susan Robinson Fruchtel, and until then, go Friars!